Alrighty, hopefully you guys can hear me now. Yep. All right, cool. I see the bar moving. All right, so yeah, as the title kind of suggests, what I'm looking to do in this stream is to kind of recreate YouTube's chapters functionality. Since I won't be actually writing lessons for a while, or at least in the near future, I thought it would be beneficial to kind of mimic that functionality. For example, if we come into one of our older lessons, show more, it kind of has this chapter where you can click on these timestamps and jump to a specific time in the video. Now, I have a portion of this already on the site, so like there's this jump to section thing that I recently put in for those longer lessons, which since I won't be writing anymore, it serves a purpose on the older ones, at least where I put it in. But so put that in kind of like underneath the main headings. So like you could jump to the 41-second point by clicking that. And then on the old live streams that are on the site, there's the kind of copy the captions or the timestamps or whatever that YouTube auto generates and plop them in here so that you at least have some point of reference to be able to look and search for a particular keyword using the finder and jump to the particular point in the stream. So what I'd like to be able to do is mimic that behavior, but for the actual chapters. So for example, if I come into tomorrow's lesson and I've inserted it just like so the exact same that I would insert it on YouTube. And what I'm looking to do is mimic the same behavior that I have for like this, to where you could click on this and it would jump to that particular point. Oh, okay. I was wondering why that said premiere. This was the stream where I walked through and I did the same thing that I'm doing right now and showing a lesson that's not yet released. So yeah. So the main point where this applies within the Adocasts code base is within the HTML parser. So here, don't know what I was looking at there, but underneath app services, there's an HTML parser class that has a couple of methods in it. So this is setting up the Shiki code highlighter, and I kind of go through with Node HTML parser to parse through the actual HTML and get the query selectors and the fun stuff like that. So I grab all the paragraphs and then I check to see whether or not there are any paragraphs. And currently I wrote this like in a hurry late at night one night to get some functionality in there. So it's not written very well. Essentially all that I'm doing is saying that these are valid timestamps to check against, with X as a placeholder for whatever the 0 through 9 value would be. And then I loop over the paragraphs that were found within the body copy, grabbing those individual elements. And then I look at the, get out of there, text content, and I replace whatever the 0 through 9 value is, regardless of what it is. It could be a timestamp or it could be me saying 3 items. So it would just replace that number with an X, and then it just searches to see whether or not the text content, the timestamp X placeholder values includes that text content. So this will only match, this will only match if the paragraph starts with that timestamp value and only contains that timestamp value. So that's where the issue comes in, where this isn't getting applied, so to where it's not getting that timestamp class on it, because I went through and held shift to prevent this from having this sized gap in between each one of these lines so that they're just a little bit closer. And so it doesn't just contain that paragraph, doesn't just contain that 0 through 9 value for the timestamp, it contains the whole thing. So what we need to do is come back in here, and first I want to clean this up a little bit, because this it's probably be better to just use regex than go through and try to switch out the values. So for starters, I think, let's see, let's do regex, and then it would be something like probably I'd have a group with the 0 through 9, and then I think that would be right. No, wait a minute, that needs to go outside of there. 1 through 2. So 0 through 9, 1 or 2 times. And hey, Saeed. Yes. What? November 22. Yes, we're live right now. So yes, this is a live video. And this is the live code base. This is, so if I were to come into, well, I already had it open. If I were to go into the production site and refresh, this is, you would see a coming soon message, but since I'm logged in as an administrator, I'm able to see what the actual contents of the lesson are. But yeah, so this is the live site as well. And then I've just cloned, what tab was I on? This one. And I cloned down the database, so I'm working with a copy of the database locally, but it's like 30 minutes old, the copy is, so. And then we want to make the first, no, then a colon, then in the parentheses, and then make that first batch optional. And then I believe copy this inner portion, paste it, and paste it once more, getting rid of that last one, and then global, I think gem is what we want. Okay, that looks right to me. We'll see. So then what we would want to do next is search and just get the timestamp paragraphs. So we have all of the paragraphs, but now we just want to filter it down to just the ones that have a timestamp within it. So this would be paragraphs.filter, and then we would have the paragraph element, and I believe L text content dot match the regex, I think. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, no, that's the 1.11 is, sorry, that could probably make that a little clearer. That's the, so like if we were to go into the series and the Let's Build series, so like we've been incrementing, so that's 1.1, 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, and this one will be 1.11. So not the best naming structure, but my initial plan was anytime that we're working on the Adocasts site, it would be 1 point whatever, and then it would allow us to do something like build some clone of something or whatever as 2 point something and 3 point something. I don't know. It might be better to name that something different than Let's Build, but yeah. So let's see. So that should give us back just the paragraphs that have timestamp based match in it. What I'm going to do is console log, make sure I'm getting something back there. So let me open up the, try not to spill my coffee. I got it right next to my hand. Nope, I had the right tab open. So let me just refresh that. Okay. Looks like it came back with 1. Yeah, no, okay, that makes sense. So like if we were to come into this one, this is the one that I meant to refresh. We should have like, I don't know, 100. Yeah, okay, so 309. So yeah, that seems to be working all right. Okay, so then once we do that, we get back just the paragraphs that have that timestamp match within it. Then at that point, we would want to loop over those, or we could chain it. So we could do paragraphs filter, then map, we would still have the, yeah, we would still have the element. And then we could do the previous, well, I guess although at that point, since we already have determined that that paragraph has a timestamp in it, just to mimic the same behavior that we already had here, and then later on we'll add the chapters in once we get the old behavior working. I guess all that we would need to do is l dot set attribute class timestamp, and then we should be good to comment this portion here out. Give that a save and refresh. Yes, cool. So it kept them all in there. The fact that they're purple does mean that it's getting that timestamp class on it. This one is a whole paragraph's probably going to be purple. Yeah. And then since it's not a live stream type article, it's getting that CSS suffix jump to this section, which we'll fix later on. And then I want to test it on that one that actually had, yeah, this one. Make sure that's still there. Yes, good. All right. So now the main thing is to add the primary point of the live stream, the chapters functionality. So we want to draw this back a little bit so that it's not doing everything within that paragraph. So like if we take a look, it's just wrapping that whole paragraph with a timestamp. Instead, what I want to do is alter the contents of that, just this paragraph, not the other ones. So not the live stream one and not this one, but just this one, to where just the time string portion of it is its own timestamp element. So first what I want to do is check and see. Okay, so it looks like it's just getting a class of timestamp. I couldn't remember exactly what I was doing with JavaScript to behave that click, but I guess it's just binding it to everything with timestamp on it and then making it purple. So for some reason I was thinking I would need to make an anchor, but okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this so it's out of our way. And now all that we should need to do is check whether the more than just the contents match. So check whether or not to see there's more than just the timestamp in that paragraph, because it's just the timestamp. So the best way to, I would think maybe, no, we need to alter this regex is what it is. This is the one that matches the chapter-based thing. So we need to hone this in so that this only matches the ones where it's just the timestamp in the paragraph. So that would be, let's make this one, let's do const regex equals, and I think we would only want the I for that since we don't want to check it globally, nor multi-lined. I think if we prefix it with a caret and then take the inner contents of this and end it with a $, because I think caret is starts with and $sign is ends with, if I remember that right. And then we need to change the name of that from just regex. So regex match all, I think. No, match regex whole string. Sure. And then within here, we only want to perform this particular line if it matches the regex whole string. So if L text content, content dot match regex whole string, then we would want to do that. Also, I meant to start this stream off by saying I apologize if it has a lot of dead air at the beginning. I went to go start it on YouTube and it said that it would give me the ability to customize the options. but then it just immediately started it after I clicked next. So I don't know. I had previously always started it from OBS and never went into YouTube to even touch a stream. So I'll stick with that approach from now on. That seems to work a little bit better. But so this should behave the exact same as it does now, except this shouldn't match at all. It shouldn't have any timestamp on it. It'll match, but it won't do anything because of that if statement, if I'm right. Cool. And this looks ginormous because of the scaling I have for recording. All right, so, and then if we're still good, this one would still have it, and this one would still have it. Awesome. Cool. So then we just need to take care of getting this one set up. So I'm going to go ahead and just return out of that so that we don't need to do an else statement if that matches the case. And then if that doesn't match the case, then instead of just affixing a class onto it, well, we can do that so that I can customize the style of the block, maybe make the line height a little bit less. I'll need to take a look at it not scaled because the scaling that I have for this makes everything look gigantic. So we'll do chapters for that. And then for each, so we need to look inside and grab the actual, replace the actual timestamp portion. So that would be L dot, and then instead of text content, we would probably need to reach for the HTML since we would actually want to change it. So L inner HTML equals L dot inner HTML. And then I believe we should be able to do replace all, provided our regex. How does the callback function of this one work? I forget. No, I don't think we need to use the callback function. There is... Let's see. I think we should be able to do so. I don't know if it needs to be a paragraph per se, but we should be able to do for my JavaScript matching, that is, to make it purple and to make it clickable. I don't know if it needs to be a paragraph, but if not, then I'll expand it to allow spans. Let's change this to chapter. Actually, no, we should be able to just do timestamp. And then we just need to alter the CSS at that point to take out that suffixed portion. And then I think it's... down, I knew I would forget it. $, and that should take the matched portion of the regex and inject it into this replace string. And span. And I think that should work. Let's give that a save and see. I don't think it should need to do anything else. Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking. Well, I obviously don't want the jump to this section portion, but yeah, that's what I was expecting and hoping for. So this video is not live. It's premiering tomorrow, so I can't test it out. For some reason, not even I can watch my own video whenever it's set to premiere. So it's, yeah, but, so I can't quite test it, but I can take this and plop it into an old video and test it out. So, but let's fix up the CSS first. So let me look and see what class that is so that I can just search for it. Oh, no, it would be inside of the span after. Prose type 1. So that's what's checking the article type, is that prose type 1 dot timestamp. So what I would want to do is, if it's got a chapters parent, then just ignore it. So that would be inside of our, scrolled way too far, CSS. Prose type 1. Oh. Really? Yeah, I'm looking at that right. Prose type 1. Oh, I got post type. Okay, post type. Man, I can't read. Post type 1. There we go. Okay. And then, so then we should be able to just expand off of this. Prose, post type 1 dot chapters dot timestamp after, and set the content to none. And voila, there it is. Now I do need to alter the style a little bit more to make it not smaller, but if I click on that, it does at least register the click because it attempted to play it, since it now says premieres in 19 hours. So it at least attempted to jump to the section. So I know that the click register is working okay. And let's see, there was something else I was going to do too. What was it? Well, let's, while we're here, check and make sure that that's still working and that that is still getting the jump to section. Yes. Okay. And then, so what's making that smaller? I forget. So we have the timestamp, which sets the cursor pointer and the color. Right up here. All right, so let's do p.timestamp. Let's limit that to a paragraph. Yeah. Yeah, that's the same size there now. Probably be good to make it bold. I don't know. I'll leave it as is and take a look at it while things aren't scaled after I'm done here. But that should probably actually mimic this one to be the same. So only do that jump to this section if it's a paragraph. If it's not, that would allow us to just get rid of that altogether. So yeah, so that still has that. Still clickable. This should still be small, and that should still have the jump to section. Cool. So let me go and, oh, I remember what I was going to do now. I was going to copy and paste this into another video. Or actually, what I can do is I can grab the actual one. So this was the last lesson. Let me just go ahead and copy this. And then we can come into here, and that one should be this guy here. And we can just, I'll do it up at the, oop. Click the link. I'll do it right below this first paragraph so that we can verify that it doesn't need to be, oh gosh. Oh, I forgot that did that. All right. Oh, look at that. And it copied the links from YouTube. So let me not copy that exactly. Let me go in and edit the video. There's the button. That way it doesn't have those links on it. So let's copy that and then paste that in here. And then let me do my shift enter to, whoops, sorry about that. I do my shift enter to get, it's really hard to switch between a Windows computer for work during the day and then a Mac computer for your personal stuff. Makes you get the keyboard shortcuts all kind of mixed up with the Alt and the Control differentiation there. All right, so we should be able to get each of these down into their own line. Oh, got one more, 1620. All right, yeah, see that right there is why I do shift click, which is why they're not each their own paragraph. Hence the reason for needing to come in here and do this. So gets them a little bit tighter together so that it's not taking up a massive amount of space on the. Let's see, and then let's jump into there. And all right, so cool. So if I click 250, it should jump to 250, and it does. Let me mute that. And then if we come back down and jump to 9 minutes, there it goes, off to 9 minutes. So that seems to be working just fine. 1330, perfect. So, awesome. Hey, Scott, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, that's really mostly what I wanted to target for this stream, was to get that done since that lesson was coming out tomorrow. I'm trying to think if there's anything else like it that I should tackle, but I can't recall that there was anything on my list. So how long did we go? About 30 minutes. I was hoping that would take about an hour. Well, all right. Unless you guys have anything else that you think I should do, that's about all that I wanted to tackle. I really wish that I could. Well, there's one more thing I want to test. So after this lesson actually goes live tomorrow, I want to plop the same thing that I have going on for the live streams, the timestamp, the cap subtitles underneath the actual description content, so that you have the same type of ability with that as well. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know why, but for some reason, even though I have uploaded it, this is the only way, this little box right here is the only way that I can actually watch videos that haven't yet premiered. So I don't have the ability to actually go in and copy the subtitles for that quite yet. But if I come into this one and I copy them, show transcript, we should be able to mimic. Is that not showing all of it? Oh, okay, I gotta scroll down. Should be able to. So this is all that I do, is I come over to this box and just hold down, copy it all. I don't know why it's been ending with the word foreign after the outro music. I don't talk at all after the outro music starts. So, but yeah, that's a little weird. But all right, so let's jump back into, let me make sure I'm local. Our post body here after the chapters, we'll post that down there. I just gotta scroll all the way back up. I'm just gonna copy, click on that, scroll up. All right, copy the bars here so that we have some division between the social stuff and that. Hit publish on it. Let's check it out. Hopefully we should still have our chapters here, and we do. And yeah, that's what I was fearful of. So there is more work to be done, because it's not a post type of live stream like this is. So I've only told it to do this for the live streams. So I need to figure out a way to make that applicable to all of them. And I haven't put any thought into that yet, because I didn't imagine that would be an issue. I didn't think about it. So what's weirder is that the first one gets the class of timestamp on it, and the rest get chapters with the timestamp inside of it. So it must have a space. So let me come back into, get rid of that. We need to trim. So let's do trim there. That it should at least make them all timestamps. instead of having chapters in there. Yes, cool. So now they're all timestamped, so there was a space in there. That's not horrible, but it would be a lot more readable and skimmable if it was just the timestamp off to the side. So how would I differentiate those two? Because it's always going to be timestamp paragraph. So I guess I could cheat and put like a, if it says a specific header or text above it, then enter it in. So we could do something like, what did I just do? I opened up Find. All right. Opened up Finder on accident. Definitely the wrong keyboard shortcut there. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So maybe script, scroll. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. So do something like transcript above it, and then we could probably search for that. Definitely not the best solution, but it would do. And then once we find that, anything after that would, well, no, because that is purely done on CSS, done with CSS. So I would need to do a bunch of pluses to actually get that to happen. Or we could come back into here and const transcript index equals paragraphs dot find index something like that. And then yeah, I don't know. So my brain was saying maybe split them. Or, well, so no, because then you're filtering, so the index isn't going to match. And it wouldn't be in there anymore because it would, well, we could, no, I was going to say, because then it would be the same plus issue with CSS, where we would need to have everything after the transcript portion. Let's see what we get with that. Put it afterwards, that way the index is actually correct. Because all that we need to do is give some way for CSS to target and tell it not to do this, jump this section. And if I can just wrap it in a div, then that would suffice. So 8. Is that accurate? 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I didn't start at 0. So yeah, that's right. Okay. So how can I wrap everything after the 8th in a div? Does slice need a second? Or will it go to the end? Okay, it looks like it doesn't need a second. I have no clue if that'll work. So what I'm attempting to do is just append the class transcript after timestamp. Oh, that... Okay, well, it replaced the class. Not what I was expecting. But it does seem to be working. So, I mean, that's a lot of nodes. Okay. Oh, I hard-coded 8 in there. Whoops. Should be transcript index and then +1 to actually skip it, the header. So I don't know why that would replace the entire class. I'm just doing class list add. It must not behave the same. All right, so instead, I guess I'll just define the actual full class. So let's do set attribute class. No, not chapters. Timestamp transcript. And let's get rid of that. So this would be find this transcript paragraph timestamps. Give that a save. Back into the browser, refresh. Now there should be back to purple and linkable. Okay. Okay. Oh. That's interesting. So. Okay. I think that's what we want. And now it's just CSS that needs to come into play there to replicate what we have going on for the live streams. I was not expecting that though. Why is that purple? Oh, it's getting the it's getting the paragraph after it too. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. Forgot about that. So then we also, I guess, need to recheck it for the regex then, right? So then that wouldn't just be that. It would be find them all after the transcript index, but filter it down to the regex. See if that works. Cool. That's what I was hoping to see the first time. All right. So now it is just a CSS thing. So I need to find where well, I guess first I need to see what the post type is for the live streams. That would help to know. So post type 5. So that's what we're looking for in the CSS is post type 5 right there. All right. So we'll want to add that to also apply to not just post type 5, but all of them that have .timestamp.transcript plus p not timestamp for the actual contents. And then on the inverse side, this one, we don't want to match, or wait, no, not needs to come at the end there. No, right here, there we go. Not dot transcript, I think. Voila, there it is. Cool. That's what I was hoping for. So now within a single post, not only can we have the chapters like YouTube does, to where you can jump to a specific portion in the video, but I can also plop the transcript underneath it and still have that work the same way, to where you can click on that and jump to it. So it should have the play button. If I click on one of these, that should go away and say, boom, premieres in 19 hours. Let me refresh it, make sure that works for the, cool, working for that still too. Awesome. So yeah, that should do it. I'm not thrilled that I have to put transcript above this, but at the moment, without adding a specific command within my text editor for that, my this thing here, the body text editor. So like I could come in here and do a special command for like transcript, but I don't know. I'd have to dig through the documentation on that to remember how to go about that. So I'm happy. I'm okay with this. I'm not happy about it, but I'm okay with this solution for the interim. We did get the primary target of this live stream done though, and I'm happy with that solution. So hopefully you all learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you all for stopping by. And remember that I have a lesson coming out tomorrow on the middleware mountain. So I'll see you all then, and have a great one.